We often imagine emotional harm as something loud, a shouting match, or an obvious threat. But the most effective forms of control are silent, fracturing your sense of self without making a sound. It happens so gradually that you don't even realize the pressure is external. You simply wake up one day believing that the friction in your life is entirely your own fault. This architecture of control is built using three primary materials: kindness, guilt, and confusion. Under the weight of these tactics, your confidence and independence begin to erode, leaving you unsure of your own judgment. Because this damage is built on small daily behaviors, protecting your peace requires a shift in perspective. To regain control, you have to look past the individual arguments and see the underlying patterns for what they really are. It usually begins with the foundation of responsibility. A manipulator ensures that every problem, no matter the origin, is somehow anchored to you. In a professional setting, this looks like a colleague highlighting your smallest errors while ignoring your wins. In a relationship, it's a conversation that twists and turns until the person who was originally hurt ends up being the one who apologizes. To make this version of reality stick, they may even recruit others, friends, family, or coworkers, to support their narrative. This leaves you feeling isolated and outnumbered within your own social circle. While healthy feedback is meant to help you grow, manipulative criticism is designed to keep you small. This isn't about improvement. It's about making your choices, your appearance, or your abilities seem inadequate. By speaking down to you, they position themselves as the only authority on your life. Together, these tactics break your trust in your own decisions. You eventually reach a state where you stop acting on your own instincts and start constantly seeking their approval. Guilt is then weaponized as a tool for compliance. Instead of making a direct request, a manipulator engineers the situation so that saying no feels like an act of selfishness. If you ever attempt to confront this behavior, the roles immediately reverse. They become the victim, using excuses to ensure that their actions remain your responsibility rather than theirs. This leads to gaslighting, where they attempt to overwrite your memory. Look at this timeline. They replace the facts of what happened with a new, fabricated version. They insist conversations never took place, dismissing your emotions as irrational. After enough of these interactions, the original truth is buried. The goal is to leave you wondering if you can no longer trust the data provided by your own senses. Comparison is another way to keep you off balance. You are regularly reminded that someone else is smarter, more successful, or more attractive. This isn't meant to inspire you. It's meant to keep you chasing a moving target. By ensuring the finish line is always out of reach, the manipulator keeps you in a state of perpetual insecurity. The most confusing pattern is the cycle of affection and withdrawal. It begins with intense admiration, making you feel exceptionally valued. Without warning, they become distant, using silence as punishment, leaving you emotionally isolated. When you pull away, affection returns, restarting the pattern. This emotional roller coaster creates a powerful, irrational attachment. It is an architecture designed specifically to make breaking free feel like losing the very thing that makes you feel valued. Manipulation is rarely a single, loud event. It is the slow, quiet chipping away of your confidence until you no longer recognize your own voice. Recognizing these patterns isn't an exercise in judging others. It is the first step in building the boundaries required to protect your mental health. A healthy relationship doesn't require fear or confusion to function. It is built on a foundation of honesty and mutual respect. If you saw these patterns in your own life, remember that you aren't alone. Share this message with someone who might need to hear it, and subscribe to Brain Library to continue exploring the mechanics of the mind. The moment you see the architecture of manipulation for what it is the moment you begin to take your power back. Because once you understand how the mind can be controlled, it becomes much harder for anyone to control yours.